You apply a LUT. It looks good, but something is still missing. You want the highlights to hold a little longer. You want more saturation, but not in the skin tones. You want it at about 70%. A LUT is a finished conversion table. You can apply it or not apply it. There is no way to reach inside. DCTL breaks that ceiling. One thing before we start. DCTL requires DaVinci Resolve Studio. It does not work in the free version. DCTL stands for DaVinci Color Transform Language. It is a small programming language that runs inside Resolve, with syntax close to C. You write, as a formula, what should happen to a color that comes in. Resolve loads your .dctl file and runs it on the GPU, one pixel at a time. So where a LUT ships the result of a conversion, a DCTL ships the calculation itself. Here is the difference, point by point. Inside, a LUT is a table of numbers. A DCTL is code. Accuracy. A LUT interpolates between lattice points, so it carries an error. A DCTL evaluates the formula in floating point. Control. With LUT you can only dilute the strength. With a DCTL you get real parameters, with sliders. Out of range color. A LUT tends to clip it. A DCTL carries it through the math intact. Conditions. A LUT cannot branch. A DCTL can. For example, act on the skin hue only. Put simply, a LUT is a photograph, and a DCTL is a recipe. A photograph reproduces what it saw. A recipe lets you change the quantities. That opens up things a LUT cannot reach. Film emulation, with halation, grain and per stock color casts. Matching cameras to each other. Corrections aimed at one hue or one luminance range. And optical effects bloom, diffusion, anamorphic flares that depend on the pixels around them. A lookup table cannot do that last one at all, because the answer depends on more than one pixel. Everything I just listed, I build and sell as DCTLs, film stocks, anamorphic flares, and diffusion filters. Installing is 3 steps. 1. Open the LUT folder. A .dctl file is recognized simply by being in the right place. You can open it from Resolve itself, Project Settings, Color Management, Open LUT folder. 2. Copy the file in. Subfolders are fine, they show up as folders in the list. 3. Click Update Lists in the same Color Management panel. You do not need to restart Resolve. Now to use it. This part is where DCTL earns its keep. On the Color page, open Effects, then Resolve FX Color, and drag DCTL onto Node. In the inspector, pick your file from the DCTL list. Sliders and checkboxes appear, and they update in real time. That is the decisive difference. Not apply and done, but tune to the footage in front of you. A word about node order. A look normally goes after the conversion from log to your display space. Keep it on its own node so you can switch it off and compare. There is one exception worth knowing. Optical effects like lens diffusion and anamorphic flares happen inside the lens, before the sensor. So they belong in log, ahead of the look. Applying them after the display transform is physically a lie. 4 things that trip people up. The DCTL does not appear in the list. You have not pressed Update Lists, or the file is in the wrong folder. The image goes black or red. There is an error in the code. Open Workspace, Console, it gives you the line number. Playback is heavy. DCTL runs on the GPU. Use proxies, or enable render cache. You edited the file and nothing changed. Press Update Lists again. If that fails, reopen the project. One more thing. A .dctl file is just text, so you can write one yourself. This is a complete DCTL that changes brightness. That is the whole thing. The define UI params line becomes a slider in the inspector. The transform function is called once for every pixel. Save it, press Update Lists, and it is your tool. Getting that far is easy. What comes after is not. Halation, anamorphic flares, lens diffusion, the color cast of a particular emulsion. Turning the physics of lenses and film into formulas that do not break is a much deeper problem. To sum up, DCTL is a language for writing the formula of a color transform. Think of it as what comes after LUTs. It needs Resolve Studio. You install it by dropping the file in the LUT folder and pressing Update Lists. And applied as DCTLOFX, you can tune it to your own footage with sliders. If you have been feeling that LUT gets you almost there, this is the step that closes the gap. I build and sell DCTLs myself, film stocks, genre looks, optical effects, and output transforms. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching.